That deep aching feeling in your chest when your own child ignores your call or brushes off your feelings. It's a pain unlike any other. You gave them everything, every scraped knee you kissed, every worry you soothed, every lesson you patiently taught, and now it feels like you're invisible to them. If you're sitting there wondering where you went wrong or why you're being treated this way, I want you to know this. Your feelings are valid, and you are not alone. This isn't just about missed phone calls or forgotten birthdays. It's about respect, recognition, and the very real emotional bond that seems to be fading. But here's what I also want you to know. You have the power to reclaim your peace, protect your heart, and rebuild your sense of self-worth. And today, we're going to talk about exactly how to do that. Let's be real. Parenting doesn't end when your kids grow up. That love, that instinct to protect and provide, it stays with you for life. But the relationship changes, and sometimes, without warning, it becomes distant, strained, or even painful when your adult child disrespects you or makes you feel unimportant. It's easy to fall into a cycle of anger, sadness, or self-blame. But I'm here to tell you, you don't have to live in that emotional storm. There are ways to navigate this situation with strength, clarity, and even grace. This isn't about giving up on your child. It's about holding on to yourself. First, let's talk about staying calm. When you feel dismissed or disrespected, your first reaction might be to lash out or retreat into silence. Both are natural, but neither will bring you the peace you deserve. Instead, I want you to practice pausing. Before you react, take a deep breath. Actually, take 3. Inhale slowly through your nose, hold it for a moment, and exhale gently through your mouth. This isn't just breathing, it's reclaiming your emotional space. It reminds you that you are in control of how you respond, even when you can't control how others treat you. Reacting in anger might feel satisfying in the moment, but it often pushes people further away. Choosing calmness keeps the door open for future conversation and shows that you respect yourself too much to engage in a heated battle. Now, let's gently explore the relationship. I'm not asking you to dwell on the past or blame yourself. This is about understanding, not criticizing. Find a quiet moment, maybe with a warm cup of tea, and reflect on your history with your child. Were there unresolved disagreements? Periods of distance? Times when life was especially hard for either of you? Sometimes, present-day behavior is rooted in old hurts or misunderstandings. Maybe your child doesn't even realize why they're pulling away. Understanding possible reasons doesn't excuse disrespectful behavior, but it can help you approach the situation with empathy rather than pure emotion. This isn't about taking responsibility for their actions. It's about empowering yourself with clarity. When you feel ready, communication is key, but it has to be done the right way. Timing matters. Don't try to have this conversation when you're upset, or when your child is rushed or distracted. Wait for a calm moment, and when you speak, use I statements. Instead of saying, "You never make time for me," try, "I feel really happy when we spend time together, and I miss that." This shifts the focus from accusing them to sharing your feelings, which makes them less likely to get defensive. You're not attacking, you're inviting them to understand your heart. And that invitation, when given with sincerity, can often be the first step toward rebuilding mutual respect. Now, let's talk about boundaries, a word that might sound strict but is actually one of the kindest things you can do for yourself and your relationship. Boundaries aren't about punishment, they're about protection. If your child consistently speaks to you in a dismissive tone or ignores your efforts to connect, it's okay to calmly and lovingly set limits. You might say, "I love you deeply, and because of that, I need to let you know that it hurts me when we don't talk for weeks. Moving forward, I'd appreciate it if we could check in at least once a week." This isn't an ultimatum, it's a statement of your worth. You are teaching them how you deserve to be treated, and that is a powerful act of self-love. While you're working on your relationship with your child, don't forget to invest in yourself. Your joy shouldn't depend on anyone else. It should come from within. Remember that hobby you used to love? Painting, gardening, knitting, or even just listening to music? Now is the time to revisit those passions. Join a local club or group where you can meet others who share your interests. Spend time with friends who uplift you and remind you of your value. When you fill your life with purpose and joy, you become less dependent on your child's actions for your happiness. And interestingly, that independence often makes relationships healthier. Because you're connecting from a place of fulfillment, not neediness, building a support system is also crucial. If your child is distant, don't isolate yourself. Reach out to siblings, old friends, or neighbors. Join community activities, whether it's a book club at the library, a walking group at the park, or a volunteer opportunity. These connections remind you that you are loved and valued beyond your role as a parent. Sometimes, just talking to someone who understands can lift a weight off your shoulders. You don't have to go through this alone. Another important step is focusing on your legacy. Your worth isn't determined by how your children treat you. It's defined by the life you've lived and the love you've shared. Think about the values you've instilled, the kindness you've shown, and the memories you've created. Your legacy is so much bigger than this current struggle. Write down your thoughts in a journal, create a photo album of happy times, or simply take a few moments each day to remind yourself of the positive impact you've had on others. You matter, and your story is far from over. It's also essential to accept what you can't change. You can't control your adult child's behavior. They have their own journey, their own choices, and their own lessons to learn. But you can control how you respond. Letting go of the need to fix everything can be incredibly freeing. It doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you redirect your energy toward things that bring you peace and happiness. Focus on your well-being, your friendships, and your passions. When you release the burden of trying to change someone else, you make room for more joy in your own life. If the emotional weight becomes too heavy, there's no shame in seeking help. Talking to a counselor or therapist can provide you with tools and perspectives that make this journey easier. They offer a safe, non-judgmental space to explore your feelings and develop strategies for moving forward. Remember, asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Please, whatever you do, avoid blaming yourself. It's easy to wonder, where did I go wrong? But parenting is complex, and children grow into adults with their own minds and choices. Your worth as a parent isn't defined by their actions. Instead of dwelling on guilt, focus on the present. What you can do today to nurture your own peace and happiness. Lead by example. Show your children what grace, respect, and emotional strength look like through your actions. Speak kindly, even when it's hard. Act with patience and understanding. Your behavior can silently teach them how to treat you and others with more compassion. Finally, practice emotionally letting go. This doesn't mean you stop loving your child. It means you release the expectation that they must act a certain way for you to be happy. It's one of the hardest but most liberating things you can do. When you detach your happiness from their actions, you free yourself to live fully and joyfully, regardless of their behavior. You deserve respect, love, and peace. By taking these steps, you're not giving up on your child. You're reclaiming yourself. Your life is yours to live with purpose, joy, and dignity. Don't let anyone dim your light. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this resonated with you, please let me know in the comments. I love hearing from you. And if you know someone who needs to hear this message, share it with them. Take care of your beautiful heart. And remember, you are worthy of all the love and respect in the world.